Hello, everybody. Welcome to another show at MemberCon.com. You know, I've been talking a lot about the power of using videos to promote your content, whatever you may be producing on any subject. And the gentleman I have on the line today is Dave Kaminski. He's got a really popular site that deals with, obviously, that subject. Dave, thanks very much for joining me on the phone today.
Thanks for having me, Tim.
Well, so you obviously get a lot of people who kind of realize that video is the way they want to go because they see so much of it online, but they're not quite sure where to start. Is this something where I can come to you and kind of, if I have no video editing experience, I can kind of get up and running?
Yes. The training that I provide, it's meant for the person who has never touched a video camera in their life. And basically, I'll walk you through step by step, everything you need to know about as far as equipment and technology and best practices as far as business and marketing, and walk you through everything step by step so you can start off knowing absolutely nothing and as fast as possible get videos online that are helping your business.
Now, the thing I see people doing is two different types. They basically are doing real video of people in the video itself, or they're doing some sort of slide presentation that's accompanies is audio. What do you think's the best way to get started with that?
There's not one clear advantage as far as one over the other. What I actually do is I actually combine the two most of the time. But basically you have live video, and by live video, that's going to be video that you shoot with a camera. And then you're going to have screen capture video, and that's where you see like the PowerPoint slide presentations. And they both require different software, but like I said, I combine the things. So, as part of my training, what I do is I show you, okay, let's take some live video and let's take some slides and mix them all together. Now, as far as someone who's just starting out, it's probably going to be easier for them to master the screen capture part first and then move on to live video.
A lot of people are saying that the video is the best way to either put on your squeeze page or your home page now instead of the text and long sales page. What are your thoughts on that? I
would agree with that. I'm going to agree with that based on the successes of my students and based on my own experience. Video it's a much more engaging format. If you go to a website and it's just got a text opt-in, well, you kind of hesitate. Do I really want to opt in? Do I really want to give my email address to this guy? If you see a video and you see the person on the screen and the person does a real good video where they're what I call transparent, meaning they're showing you that they're a real person, they're not trying to be something that they're not, then the video is going to be far more effective than just plain text in that regard.
The trend I kind of see now is people doing these longer, maybe 30 or even 40-minute, even hour-long videos and doing 4 or 5 of them. It is to after they opt in to sell maybe a course at the end of that. Are people really paying attention for that long, for that many days? It seems like it used to be where it was 10 minutes, right? Anything YouTube that would fit on YouTube is what you'd want to do. What are your thoughts there? Well,
statistically, people have a very, very short attention span when it comes to web video. Usually it's at around 2 minutes. They'll watch for about 2 minutes, and then viewership drops way off. So what you'll see a lot of marketers or internet marketers doing is they'll disable the control bar on the video player, so people are forced to watch the entire video from beginning to end. They can't scrub through it. But statistically, people have a very, very short attention span. I think on YouTube alone, I believe by the 60-second mark, I believe 75% of viewers are already gone.
And I've seen that a lot, too, where the player buttons are gone. Does that really work? I mean, is that the right thing to do to force our users to kind of play by our rules, you think?
I'm not a fan of it. I think it's poor etiquette as far as putting up web pages goes. You never want to do anything on your web page where you're taking control away from the viewer, and in that case where you're disabling the control bars, the viewer has his only option is to go to a different web page, to get rid of that video. So I'm not a fan of it. I haven't seen any statistic that says, hey, it works great, or hey, it doesn't work great. But like I said, it's just, in my opinion, it's not very good etiquette.
How about the other part of that where you go to a website and the video plays immediately rather than me having to click on the play button? What do you think about those?
That's something that I personally am not a fan of either. Again, that's taking away control from the viewer. On all my videos, what I do, people come to the site, they're going to click the play button, they control it. It's a little fuzzier than, taking away the whole control bar, but it's something that right off the bat I wouldn't recommend people do.
And then a lot of people are trying to add clickable links within the video itself. Is that something you see growing in popularity? And what else do you see as kind of the future of video here?
Well, as far as clickable links, That's something that right now can really only be done with Flash video players, and it's becoming more and more popular. The problem is we've got HTML5 video coming around the corner, and HTML5 video is the newest big thing. And basically what people need to know about HTML5 video is that it was designed to make it simple. It was designed to make web video simple. It was going to define a single web video format. It was going to make it real easy for people to get web videos on their web pages, and it's going to make it real easy for people to watch web videos because they don't need any plugins for their browsers. What's happened is Google and Apple and Mozilla Firefox and all the powers to be, they've turned it into a big mess. No one can agree on what standard video format will work with HTML5. There's different browsers supporting different formats. So as far as the big thing being HTML5 video, right now it's a mess, and most of the people on the internet who are not using mobile devices, they're still going to watch Flash videos, which means you can go back and use a Flash player where you can have the clickable objects. For example, I offer a player where at the end of a video, an opt-in form can come up where people can click a Buy Now button. Again, stuff like that can only be done with a Flash player, and it hasn't been determined yet, but Flash might be on the way out, and it might be replaced with HTML5, where we can't do all these fancy things with video players. But HTML5 isn't going to take hold until all the powers to be get things sorted out and agree on one format for web video.
And then, of course, all the editing software is going to have to be updated to save in whatever. What is the format that goes into?
Well, for HTML5 video, first I'll back up. If we're talking normal video like you go to YouTube and watch, all of that is Flash. And video editing software actually won't convert your videos to Flash. You need to use third-party software that will convert it to Flash, and there's a number of tools available on the Internet, both free and paid for. But with HTML5 video, the different formats, first we have H.264, which is a codec, which is the code that produces a video. And the H.264 codec can actually be used in a Flash video player. A lot of the videos you see on the Internet right now that are playing in a Flash video player, including my own, they're all encoded with H.264. And it's a codec that gives you really good video quality at really small file sizes. But not all of the browsers, when it comes to HTML5, support this codec. For example, only Safari supports it, and all mobile devices, such as iPads and iPhones, they support H.264. Google Chrome supports H.264. Now, as far as the other formats, we have Firefox. They do not support it because it's not an open-source codec. They support what's known as the OGG format, and Google just released a new open-source video codec called WebM. They did it yesterday, and that's supported by Google and Firefox, but it doesn't work with all the other guys who are arguing over which format to use. So right now, for someone who wants to produce web video, what I recommend they do is produce it in an H.264 format. It will work in a Flash player, and it will work on the majority of the browsers out there, excluding Firefox.
All right. Well, obviously, there's a whole lot to learn here, and if you're new to video like I am, I'm just getting started doing some of these PowerPoint and audio screencasts together. Dave's site is a terrific resource for that, so you can go to his site right now by clicking on the link below this video here and find out all about the offerings there, because obviously if you're not using video now, you're getting way behind the times, and most people will tell you that you've got to start getting that interactivity on your site very soon. So, Dave, thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate your time on the phone with us today.
My pleasure, Tim.